So, hi everyone. Good evening to everyone. And I know, nag-umpisa pa lang yung channel ko, kaya scars lang naman kayong mapadpad sa aking channel. But if ever, hi sa inyong lahat. Good evening. And I hope you could do me a favor to click like or click subscribe dahil I have a lot of plans para sa channel na ito specifically for Cyberbacker at sa recruitment side. I do have a decade-old experience in the industry as a recruitment specialist and an HR head. So hopefully, yung mga insights ko would be able to help you manage your way through your employment or your future plans for getting employed. So, hindi ko actually alam kung saan ako titingin. Yung camera nandun sa taas. Pero, nandito ako sa baba. Anyway, I think on my very first video, I talked about my journey as a cyberbacker or paano ako napasok sa cyberbacker. So I am quite proud na I am a cyberbacker now. Yeah. And I have been with Cyberbacker since December 8th. So more than a month na is when I started Cyberbacker, no? And this video is mostly about how or what are the tips in order to get in Cyberbacker or to pass the initial interview or the final interview. So any interview for the matter. Hindi lang sa Cyberbacker, but any online interviews as well as any interviews that you will have face-to-face. So, mag-start na tayo, no? So, meron akong notebook. Pinasiyan ko, nagsulat-sulat ako, nagpunta ako sa isang coffee shop para magsulat-sulat nito. I hadn't uploaded this for a while kasi hindi ako makahanap ng tiyempo na hindi ako bangag. I have been in the corporate world all my life. No, hindi naman all my life. I did have around 7 years of online work then. But it's a day job. Most of my work talaga. And hindi ako nag-work ng graveyard shift. So medyo parang ang hirap mag-adjust pa sa graveyard shift. Even if I have been in there for a month, dahil may mga months or may mga days that I have to do certain tasks or chores during the mornings where I am mostly, yun yung time talaga na dapat natutulog ako. But I had to do it. So on the time na kailangan na matulog na ako, which was like late afternoon, nahihirapan akong matulog. Kaya I do have tips on that dahil bago lang akong gawa ng bagong paraan. Paano yan? But I have been suffering from insomnia for a while. Siguro mga for a week, 2 weeks or so. Iba-iba kasi there will be weeks that I'll be able to do the whole sleep process na okay ako. But there will be weeks na may disruption, like kailangan kong pumunta sa, or I have to meet someone during the daytime, so I don't have time to talk a lot or to sleep. So pagdating ng gabi, hindi rin ako makatulog. Hanggang hindi na ako nakatulog, masakit na ulo pagdating ng gabi. So I didn't have that energy to do the vlog. So I'm sorry about that. But now that I'm here, let's start off kung ano yung mga bagay na naisip natin kung how to get in Cyberbacker or in any. Number one. Number one talaga, and this is something that you should be very prepared while you do the initial interview. Have the right equipment. So, ano ang right equipment? Now, just this 2023, nag-update si Cyberbacker wherein nag-a-accept na sila ngayon ng phone interviews via yung mga cellphones nyo lang with a headset. Nag-a-accept na sila ng ganoon for the initial interview lang. Which is, I think, is really, really good, diba? Kasi marami sa ating mga applicants that they are trying hanggang send lang ng kanilang resume Pero kapag doon na sila sa interview portion, nagbaback out na sila kasi wala silang mga idea or wala silang mga equipments. So, mas maganda talaga na si Cyberbacker ngayon is nagpayag, nilonggo ako pumayag na magkaroon na ng gumamit na ng cellphone para sa initial interview. But if you have the resources to procure yung proper equipment for any interview, when any online interview or even such, it would be really good. Bakit? Okay, so number one na reason kung bakit kailangan equipment, hindi naman yun ang pinunta ko dito sa channel mo. Bakit kailangan kung pag-usapan natin yung equipment? Dahil napaka-importante ng itong tatlong to. Una is your computer. Dahil kung wala kang ganyan, hindi ka makaka-proceed sa interview. Or if you have to have your phone for the initial. Pero pagdating na po ng final interview and the other processes, kailangan itong may computer. So you have to be very ready. Second is you have to have a camera and a headset, a noise cancelling headset. So to tell you the truth, I am using now just my AirPods pala. And may narinig kayo na slight noises, but yung main noise, which is yung electric fan ko, is very, very noisy, but napi-filter niya. So I think it's really good na may filtering option din naman si Zoom. But I still invested on my own headset. Ang headset na binili ko is something that I bought before I found out about Cyberbacker. I took ano to, A4 Tech na noise cancelling siya. Wait. Kita ko lang. Ito siya na A4 Tech. So far, kung wala akong Zoom, meron pa rin akong naririnig na mga noises. Hindi siya total, kasi hindi naman siya ganun kamahal. I think I got this for 600. 600 ata. Detect mo naman. Pangit kasi ho ng background ko, kaya tinatago ko. So, it does the job. But this does the job as well. So, but a requirement po ni Cyberbacker is noise cancelling. And I think any online work would require a noise cancelling one. That hindi mo predict, baka biglang may mga aso dyan na mag-aano sa iyo. Okay, so sige, proceed na tayo. So one is the interviewer has to see you. Second, the interviewer has to hear you. Yun ang isa sa mga importante. Kahit gaano pa kaganda ang resume mo, kahit gaano ka pa ka-fluent, kahit gaano pa kagaling ang interview at introduction na na-prepare mo, kung hindi ka naman maririnig or napaka-choppy ng line kasi ang connection mo is hindi ganun ka okay, then hindi ka rin, there is a chance na hindi ka makapasa. Because isang bagay na hinahanap ng ating mga online employers is your ability to smoothly transact and talk to clients in the US or anywhere in the world. So kung ang internet natin ay hindi ganun kagaling, hindi ganun kaganda, or hindi ganun ka-stable, then it's a big problem. So kailangan talagang matuto tayo na importante sa atin for the interviews is magandang internet. So if wala kayong proper equipment yet, you can always go to, siguro naman meron tayo diyang mga coffee shops that they offer internets. Meron din tayong mga study hubs that they can offer per hour usage of their internet at study rooms, which is pwede ka mag-initiate na interview doon. And meron din tayong mga classmates, friends, neighbors na may internet. So makikonnect ka muna doon. If you have a phone also na may 5G connection, pwede mo rin siyang gamitin that I have proven that na okay naman ang connection ng 5G. So, okay na tayo sa number 1, which is equipment and internet, which would include internet connection, PC, saka yung camera at headset. Next is yung physical appearance natin. Well, hindi siguro magandang tawagin natin physical appearance na parang ang pangit. It's more on how we appear on the screen or how we project ourselves sa screen. Meaning is, paano tayo nakikita ng ating interviewer. If nakapajama tayo during the interview, nakasando tayo, at kitang-kita, or lalo na sa mga lalaki, they don't have anything sa taas. So, hindi siya automatically 0 point siya in terms of professionalism. So, kailangan ang itsura natin ay very presentable. Hindi kayo kailangan mag-alala. Sorry, hinihingal ako. Hindi kayo kailangan mag-alala because sa Zoom, meron silang a touch-up. So, although I didn't go full on touch-up, pero nag-touch-up ako for the lipstick. Tama. Yan o. Nakikita nyo na wala akong lipstick, but I got this shade of pink na hindi naman ganun kahalata. So, it helps a lot in your interview to look very presentable in front of your interviewer. Dahil, number 1 sa isang interviewer is your stage presence or your presence in the camera. Dahil ito rin yung isang bagay na unconscious ng lahat ng interviewers, no? That they will unconsciously lean to you, ask more questions, be more interested if they see that you are very engaging and very amiable, or madali kang lapitan kahit via camera lang or via Zoom. So, napaka-helpful talaga that you would have a peaceful appearance during the interview. So, meaning is hindi ka mukhang stress, hindi ka mukhang naiinis or irritable. Remember, you want to have the very first good impression. And first impressions last. So, hindi lang first impression, syempre, last impression also lasts. Pero first impression would always think, kahit na hindi ganon kaganda ang resume mo, or kahit hindi ganon kapatok or consistent, or what do you call that, equal yung resume mo sa hinahanap ng employer. But if they see you with the personality at yung itsura mo, or yung pinapakita mo na you are very professional, and you can do the job, they would always consider you. So always think about that when trying to apply online, no? Or in anyone, or in any day work, kahit face-to-face man. First impression will always be something that's really important. So that's number 2. So number 3. Hinihingan ako, no? I have to slow down. Number 3 is dapat emotionally ready po kayo. Ano to? Ano yung pinagsasabi na naman yan, no? Emotionally ready is yung state of mind natin na ready tayong ma-interview. Hindi yung pag in-interview ka, sabi mo, trinay ko lang kasi i-click. Diba? Hindi yun magandang pakinggan sa isang interviewer or recruiter na naghahanap ng applicant. Isipin niya si applicant ay hindi seryoso. Plus si applicant, hindi rin maganda ang magiging sagot mo, hindi ka magiging prepared if you're not emotionally ready. Meaning is sa mind mo, naka-prepare na siya na i-interviewin ako ngayong araw na ito. Alam ko na ang mga isasagot ko. Na-prepare ko na ang sarili ko. So yun yung mga bagay na kailangan emotionally ready ang isang applicant. Tandaan nyo, pag pumasok kayo kasi sa Cyberbacker and you applied, you click the apply button. After the first assessment na bibigay sa inyo, you can proceed na sa interview. At pag nag-proceed kayo sa interview, automatic yan, pupunta kayo sa isang waiting room. Hindi pa ibig sabihin na i-interview kayo agad. It will take 5 minutes to 15 minutes if hindi naman busy. But it could take more, like 30 minutes max, if marami talagang applicants. So kung ganon, you have to have time to compose yourself. So ako, nung first ko, if nabasa niyo or napanood niyo yung first vlog ko, sinabi ko that I was just trying. So, clinic ko lang talaga yung apply button. Sinend ko yung resume na ready na sa akin. At boom, automatic na ako na dun sa page for initial interview. So, while I was waiting for the initial interview, actually lumabas muna ako. Kasi hindi pa ako ready. Talagang parang nawindang ako doon. Nagulat ako kasi, interview na pala. So, what I did was I went out and ano ba ginawa ko? Naghanap ako ng damit, ng blazer, yung t-shirt lang naman ako, naghanap ako ng blazer, and then naglagay ako ng lipstick, at inalis ko yung mga dark circles sa mata ko, naglagay ko ng konting mga concealer, kasi sabi ko, whatever comes, whatever happens, that was 11 ng gabi, I want to have a good impression. So, nung bumalik ako, ready na ako sa mind ko. My mindset is ready. Nasbing ko, ay interviewin ako. I looked through my resume ulit para ma-memorize ko kung ano yung mga nilagay ko dong job description kasi baka itanong din sa akin yung interviewer. And then, boom, nag-go na ako at nag-proceed na ako. It did take me, I think, 10 minutes of waiting bago ako binigay sa interviewer ko or binigay talaga for initial interview. So, at least at that time, I was emotionally ready na. But I did take a while to compose myself. So if you need a day to compose yourself, if you need more, then take it. But ang akin lang is, if you're already watching the video ngayon, no, it means that decidido na kayong mag-apply. You just want to know if it's sure goal or not, di ba? So, ibig sabihin, bago pa kayo mag-click ng apply button, na mindset nyo na, or na-set nyo na yung sarili ninyo emotionally, na interviewin kayo. So, I would suggest to do that para dire-diretso na at mabilis na, di ba? Okay, so yun na ang third. Ang fourth naman natin ay prepare yourself para sa mga questions. So already have a set of prepared questions na makikita niyo yan online. I-click niyo lang si Google, search niyo lang dyan mga usual questions for initial interviews. Usually parehas ng po ang initial interview questions. There are two types of employers most of the time for initial interview. Ang first na employer natin would be asking and confirming everything that's in your resume. Itatanong niya yung lahat, so kailangan ready kang sagutin. Bakit ganito lang yung tenure mo? Bakit ganito lang yung nangyari sa'yo? Ano nangyari sa gap year na ganyan? May mga ganong employer. I'm not saying that's cyberbacker, no? Ang second employer or recruiter naman, ang tinatanong niya are things that are not on your resume. Merong iba na ang mindset nila is, nakita ko na itong resume, I can just browse it by myself. Gusto ko malaman at makilala ang aking applicant. So, magpakilala ka sa akin na wala sa resume mo. So, you have to prepare that. Dalawang isang self-introduction based on your resume at isang self-introduction na hindi based sa resume mo. You don't have to give yung buong love life mo or yung buong family story mo. Just tell them about briefly kung saan ka nakatira, what's the work of your mom, dad, if mayroon, what's your nickname, what are your hobbies, any special skills that you've had, what made you join Cyberbacker. It's just mga self-intro na pwede na rin magpalawak or magpatagal ng inyong self-introduction. So, yan. I hope you take note of that. So, ano pa ba yung mga piniprepare natin in case lang? This is not just Cyberbacker. So, Cyberbacker, I would suggest you have to check your internet connection kasi hihingin yan ng ating recruiter kung anong speed ng internet connection mo at anong ginagamit mo na current headset, current equipment. Hindi naman niya hihingin yung screenshots, but just prepare in case hingin, no? So, mga bagay na pwede mong i-take note at i-prepare ahead of time before you click the Zoom link ay self-intro, yung dalawa. Second is your strengths and weaknesses. So, sa strength and weaknesses naman natin, madali lang yan. Do not give a strength or a weakness na hindi related sa trabaho. But do not also give too much information. So, marami kang makikita YouTube videos on how to give out your strengths and weaknesses. So, isa sa mga bagay na kailangan nating itandaan is a weakness has to be told in a way na hindi ka magiging negative sa employer or potential employer mo or recruiter mo. So, example ng weakness na makaka-negative sa'yo is sasabihin mo I don't deal with pressure so well. Nanginginig ako. And then that's it. So, hindi siya automatically yung isipin ng employer natin ay, so, okay. So, paano ka magtatrabaho dito kung hindi mo kaya? Because nowadays, we have to learn how to multitask. So, working, being stressful is ganyan. So, another way of putting it is in a positive light. So, you can say that I have had a previous challenge in dealing with a lot of pressure from the top management and through my work, but I have worked it out through my work experiences, and I just have the mantra that to deal with everything as it goes. And I would just usually take a little bit of time off, just probably a 5-minute break to breathe in and look into everything and then get back to work. So it is something that, although it's a weakness, I am quite confident that I'm able to deal with because I have dealt with it quite often in my previous job. And it has been a good thing because I had a lot of learnings from it and it made me more mature. Char. Yun. Example lang siya. I'll come up with a better one next time. But yun yung example ng weakness na hindi mo gagawing weakness. Gagawin mo siyang strength. So I hope you learned something from that. Another one of the questions that you should prepare for is why you are transitioning from your previous work to this new job. Hindi ko na kailangan siguro explain yan. Kaya mo na i-explain. And then number 4 is, what is your current work? Are you looking for a part-time job or a full-time job? Now, if it's a part-time job, nawala yung lipstick ko. If it's a part-time job, then I think they would ask you a few more questions of what the time you are available. And if it's a full-time job, they would most probably ask you if you're willing to do graveyard shift. Kasi ang time po dito sa Cyberbacker is always the Mountain Standard Time. At the Mountain Standard Time right now ay, tingnan nyo sa internet, pero the work time starts at 9 to 5, no? So work time starts at 12 midnight to 8 a.m. So you have to be prepared to work on those times. It's not an assurance that you will really work sa ganyong oras, pero siguro meron kang 80% chance na maka-work sa ganon. Hindi lang 80-90% chance na yun ang trabaho mo. Because everybody, a cyberbacker, is usually working on those hours. Next. Next is kung ano yung mga values na ina-uphold mo personally, no? Example would be, how do you value your honesty? What do you think about leadership? Sorry. So honesty, leadership, what do you think about helping others? So how you project yourself as a leader or as an employee. So values mo. And next is yung current skills mo. Yun ang tinatanong din nila. Ano bagay na magaling ka? Aside from your work. So, you can sabihin mo, magaling ako mag-violin, magaling ako mag-podcast, magaling ako mag-host. Mga ganong bagay are quite good skills na pwede mo i-add on. If wala ka naman skills na ganon, okay lang siguro. Sabihin mo lang sa kanya that I'm not a very skillful person. And number 7, prepare yourself and research nyo na yung pay scheme. So if you're asking about the pay scheme of Cyberbacker, it can go up to $1,500. Tandaan nyo, yun ang max. And it can go as high as that. But it doesn't mean na kung wala kang experience sa online work at wala kang experience sa mga ganyang bagay and you're just trying things out, it doesn't mean na makukuha mo siya agad. So there are certain, syempre, positions for certain amount, pero yung pinakamataas niya, and you can earn as much as 1,500 immediately or in the future. Konting kembot lang at konting pursige lang sa trabaho. And of course, yung expected salary. kung magkano ang ini-expect mo dito. And always take note na hindi lahat ng ini-expect mo dahil sinabi ni Cyberbacker na, oh, as much as ganito, ay yun lang talagang ibibigay mo. So they would always ask you, okay, wala ka pa naman experience. So can you go lower? Can you go higher? May mga ganon. So you just have to be prepared. Look at the standard, go on and research about the position and the pay rate that they give so that you will not have any problems when dealing with it, di ba? At okay, number 5. Dami na nun for number 5. Konti lang naman ang ginawa ko. Madaldalan talaga ako. Is prepare powerful questions. This is not the initial interview. You can ask, but I don't think you would have much time. So final interview, you can ask this. Ask things that are more, you know, parang pinapakita na nag-research ka about the company. Like, okay, Cyberbacker is mostly on real estate. So you can always ask how saan masyado. Saan makita yung mga kliyente, what are the clients usually like, or you can always ask about the recruitment process. Always carry a powerful question with you in case you really need it para mapakita din yung mga skills mo, di ba? At number 6, or yung last na nalista ko dito, I think there's many more, but I'm just gonna list this one, is, yeah, nasabi ko na rin, research about the company, the basic info, learn, kasi di ba pwede kang mag-choose ng mga positions na pwede mo applyan. So you have to understand kung ano yung na-applyan mo. Always look at the career page. There's a career page, meron naman job description doon. So you must know kung ano yung position na in-applyan mo. Hindi yung during the interview doon mo kasi sabihin, hindi ko gusto yan, hindi ako marunong ng ganyan. So you have to kind of make a good impression, so you have to know kung ano yung trabaho na pinapasukan mo, di ba? So those are the 6, just a recap. So first is your equipment, second is your physical appearance, or kahit yung ganito lang, magsuklay ka, nagsuklay ako, hindi ko alam kung sa lighting siguro, magsuklay ka, mag-lipstick ka, kung ano man dyan, act professional in a way that mag-blazer ka or mag-polo ka with a collar. Number 3, be emotionally ready for the interview. Okay, and number 4, prepare questions. As I mentioned, you can check it on Google or you can backtrack doon sa mga sinabi ko sa iyong mga possible questions na itatanong ng interviewer. Number 5 is prepare powerful questions in case. And number 6 is research the company on the basic info and also research about your position, look at the job descriptions, and look at what being a VA is all about. Diba? Okay, but tandaan ninyo, when you join Cyberbacker, you're not a virtual assistant. Cyberbacker is very different and you will be trained for that position so you don't have to worry talaga na wala kang experience. Kailangan mo lang talaga yung will to go on a graveyard shift at will na panindigan talaga ang all throughout sa Cyberbacker. And all throughout din ng training mo sa Cyberbacker, you will learn how to be very confident and to reach your goal. Dahil lahat dito ng tao sa company is very, very friendly, helpful, at they encourage you a lot on a lot of things. So it's very good for as a work, and hindi ka naman maaalangan sa sweldo. I can assure you, it would be good. It would be fine. Plus the training is paid, so diba? And then you're just at home, so you just have to adjust. Okay, so that's all, I guess, para sa aking mga tips on how to pass the initial interview for Cyberbacker and or any initial interview online or face-to-face. So if you have any questions na gusto niyong malaman or inquiries or clarifications, you can always comment and on the videos na nilabas ko so that I can reply for my next vlog. And I'm pretty sure hindi na ako bangag. I have adjusted, so I'm hoping to be able to release another one in next week, hopefully, next Sunday. So that's it. And um, hopefully I'll be able to show you my desk. I invested on my desk. Happy ako sa desk ko, but I'm not showing it now. So, man, out of time na. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. And if you want to apply, I have attached the link below for the application. And if you have questions or you need guidance kung paano and more all throughout the hiring process, feel free to send me a message or just click on the comments and I will actually try to answer all the questions para mag-guide kayo properly doon sa pag-apply. So, I can't wait to meet all of you and to hopefully makapasa kayo sa Cyberbacker. So, happy 2023, everyone. And thank you so much for checking out my channel and my vlog.